With grace and dignity, we tell you that we are having technical problems.
Here's how it first began to unravel. So normally I can't even tie my own apron. So we're in the kitchen making these cookies, and I say to Heather at the end of it, I can't get my apron untied. She said, just go to the other studio.
Go, we have 2 minutes.
And because we've got to talk to Dr. Lori. And so then I finally do get my apron untied, but then we can't talk to Dr. Lori.
Right.
We can see her and we can hear her, but she can't hear us.
Yeah. So you still have your apron on, trying to get it untied while Corey is trying to navigate the technological issues.
Right.
Meanwhile, more bad news is coming because Mary is over in the kitchen taking my cookies out of the oven.
No, I have confidence that I think those cookies are going to work out. But anyhow, we're not going to be able to talk to Dr. Lori today.
Right.
So I don't know whether we can do it later in the week or whether we'll just wait and save all the items for today for next week. But in the meantime,
some good stuff. We have some good stuff too.
Exactly.
All right,
yeah, and we love playing that game.
Do it with me, folks. Corona sigh.
I'm telling you.
Patent. I'm going to patent that.
I think, and you feel better afterwards, too.
All right, so we're going to talk about some things that we were going to talk about earlier before we ran out of time, and one of them is that champagne sales are down, and I actually am not surprised by this. What do people have to toast right now?
Well, it kind of makes sense because people, if they're still getting married, they're scaling back their weddings.
Right.
There aren't big party celebrations because we can't have that this year. So the champagne industry is saying sales are way down. It's like 50 million fewer bottles were sold in the first 6 months of 2020 compared to last year. So at this point, this is what they've decided to do. This year's grape harvest is being limited to try to keep prices higher.
Oh,
so that prices don't drop. Yeah, so they're limiting it. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I should take that back. Let me rewind a little bit because there's still plenty to toast. I actually posted on Twitter this morning and said, let's start September off right. Tell me something good that's happened so far in 2020. And there's certainly people have had babies, people have gotten married, people have bought houses, people bought
houses.
People have made up
words.
It's a very big.
No, but I think you're right. I think, as much as you can get sort of overshadowed and down in the dumps and
the cookies are done.
Oh, Mary, the cookies are done.
I said
but I think that you have to remain positive and look for the good because there's definitely good that's still going on. So
toast to a Tuesday night. That's what I say.
Yeah, and you know what? And also the champagne industry is saying, you know what? We will survive this. We have survived wars, we have revolutions, depressions. Yeah. We're okay. And did you know this? Champagne, you really should only call it champagne if it's from the region of France, the Champagne region of France. Otherwise, it's sparkling wine.
We learned this from Dave Kiawa.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one that really taught me a lot about booze.
Yeah, from the PA Fine Wine and Spirit stores.
And now he is an islander.
Yes, he went to the Caribbean. We should check in with him. That would be a fun thing to do.
What is life there?
All right, so we also want to let you know about a business that has had to alter things, but they're changing back. And so maybe this is a good sign. The Rivers Casino is changing back to almost the hours that they had before.
All right, so they are going to expand their hours to how they operated prior to the pandemic, but only a few days a week. So it'll be Thursday, I believe, to, is it Monday morning? Is that? Anyways, Tuesdays and Wednesdays is when they're going to shut down at 4 a.m. to allow for cleaning and get in there and do some things inside.
Right, and they say that their cleaning is really continuous. And, not just casinos, but other facilities have had to do this now, too, have this cleaning team that cleans all the time and does things that we wouldn't normally do.
Do you like to gamble? Do you ever go to the casino?
I'm not a big, I kind of like the feel of a casino, but I'm not a good gambler.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've worked so hard for my money, I would rather spend it on something I know I'm going to get for sure rather than gamble. You like to gamble, though. I can tell because there's a look of disappointment on your face. It's like, oh, David, I've seen that look before.
Wouldn't it be fun, though, if we had like a charity blackjack night?
I am on board with that.
And you and I could be the blackjack dealers?
Oh, would be the dealers.
When all of this is over, and we can actually have crowds again. Wouldn't that be fun?
We could go to
for the turkey
We could go to blackjack dealing school. Aren't they doing that with the casino in Westmoreland County?
Live, yeah. The live casino.
That would be interesting. I like that idea.
Enjoy blackjack. We were at Rivers Casino one night, and a friend of mine won $1,000 sitting next to me, and I almost felt like I won because she was.
The sense of excitement was enough that you felt, all of that too.
I also won $1,000 when she did.
I like that.
I took nothing home.
Blackjack would intimidate me a little bit to play. I think I tried it once in college, but like slot machines are kind of what I would do if I went to the casino.
Like the penny slots?
Yeah, well, I probably would do the penny slots.
Nickels.
You can still win big with the penny slots if luck is on your side, Heather.
Luck is always on your side, David.
Well,
Mary, how do they look? They're round, not flat.
good.
They didn't flatten out?
All right, we're going to show
We're
you
in
the
business.
cookies at the end of the show, but Mary says they're looking good right now. They are cooling as we speak. And before we go, we want to talk about some businesses, of course, are hurting, but there's one business that the New York Times is reporting that is actually doing quite well. And I think there are logical reasons why, right?
I guess. I mean, is this because people are looking at themselves closer on Zoom?
That's what people are telling cosmetic surgeons.
Yes.
Are saying there is an uptick in actually more extensive procedures than they had been seeing. And the reason is, according to the clients that come in, I'm seeing myself on Zoom, or I have more downtime away from people and I have time to like heal and don't have to like cover up bruises and
all
stuff.
right, okay.
Yeah. But apparently this is the time. And what's weird about it is, you know, a lot of people right now don't have as much money as they used to have, and yet people are coming forward and being able to afford these
I think
surgeries.
it's interesting. I think, what's their number 1 procedure? Do we know? Do they say?
Don't know that it says here.
I'm-
but they talked about
that's what I'm interested
faces.
in.
So
Oh, look, one doctor said she's never done so many facelifts in one summer.
So there you
what
go.
What does that entail? Is there like pulling and staple? Like, how do they do that? Do they sew on the inside?
I don't know. You're asking me things I don't know, Heather.
And have you ever seen the movie Death Becomes Her with Goldie Hawn?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
That's what
Why?
I think of.
Why did you ask that?
It just makes me think of like all of the surgery. They are seeking perfection. They want to remain youthful and younger.
Oh.
So they're constantly doing these, and then they take some potion that keeps them alive, and then they can't die. And it's such a good movie.
All right. Well, maybe we'll check that out this weekend. But anyway, we wanted to share that with you.
Are we allowed to wrap now?
We're going to try out the cookies coming up, and we're going to be right back with a look at today's Something Good.